Hey guys, Nebraska Farm Boy here. Today we are trying something new. We're trying a more relaxed sort of video. We're actually in my bedroom, as you can see. Not exactly the greatest sort of background, greatest sort of audio or anything. Today we're just gonna try a unedited video where I sit here and tell you a farm boy story. Alright, I was trying to do an actual professional video today, but I went all through the river bottom, could not find a single place out of the wind. I mean, I was behind some 12-foot high cliffs. I mean, we call that cliffs here in Nebraska. I know you guys, other places don't call those cliffs. But I went everywhere. There is nowhere that there is no wind. So anyways, today we are doing a relaxed sort of video where I tell you a farm boy story. Now, I was thinking about the various stories that have happened to me, and the first one that came to mind, and I don't know exactly why it came to mind, probably because it involves a skunk, was when my brother went over to feed our neighbor's cats. And you know, that sounds like a really exciting story, right? No. So we got back, it was late Sunday evening. I don't remember where we were. It doesn't really matter anyways. I was tired, but pretty soon the phone rings because my brother had gone over to feed our neighbor's cats, and he's like, there's a skunk and it's blocking the door to the shed where the cat food was. And I was like, okay, I'll be over there. So I grabbed the 22 and the 12 gauge shotgun, okay, because I never go anywhere unprepared. And I put them both into the van, and because we always drive a big white van, and I drove over to our neighbors because it wasn't like a near neighbor, it was a couple miles away. Anyways, so I get out, and sure enough, there's a skunk, but the skunk is on the porch of this shed, and so I'm like, I'm not gonna shoot this person's shed until I have permission to shoot the porch on front of the shed, you know, because I couldn't shoot the skunk without possibly hitting the shed. I probably could have, but you know, I wasn't gonna take any risk or liability because it wasn't worth it in this case. So anyways, we try to call the neighbors. They won't answer. Well, we texted them. They don't respond. They don't see the text. So I decide I will bait the skunk out into the yard. So I went and got some of the cat food because well, I can't remember what I got. I got something to bait the skunk out into the yard. But anyways, I set it out there, and pretty soon, and I went and I sat up on this pile of, I think it was like wood chips. It was a pile of bags of wood chips, a pallet of them. And because there was a house one way, there was the road the other way, there was sheds the other way, there was the pool the other way, and so there was only one clear shot, and that was getting up high on this pallet of wood chips and shooting down into the ground into the yard. So I got up there, but you know what happened? The skunk did not go for the cat food. It went straight to the base of the pallet of wood chips that I was sitting on. So I'm sitting here, and like, there's no way I'm gonna shoot that skunk because I've shot lots of skunks before. And the fact is that you can hit a skunk in the brain, and sometimes they spray, sometimes they don't spray. It just doesn't seem to matter. So I'm sitting here, and I'm like sitting there as still as can be, and he just looks up at me, and I'm like, and you know, it's pretty pathetic because like this 6'1" guy is sitting on top of this pallet of wood chips with a 22 with a 30-round magazine, and he's like scared of this tiny little animal. But anyways, I'm sitting there, and then the skunk turns around, and I'm like, because you know, it looks like he's gonna spray me, and it walks off. That was last I saw the skunk that evening, and an hour later, the neighbors called and said, yeah, you can shoot the skunk, doesn't matter if you hit the shed. It's kind of late. Anyways, happy ending to the story. I set out a cage trap, got the skunk, shot it up, and threw it out in the pasture. So that's the end of the story. That's kind of a farm boy story for you. Hey, if you guys like this kind of video, let me know down below in the comments, and we might do another one of these. So without any further ado, this is Nebraska Farm Boy. We will see you next time.